Well, from Sudan to Gaza, we focus a lot of attention on this program to the world's worst crises. One team that is always there, working to help people on the ground is Doctors Without Borders. They're currently assisting people affected by conflict, disease, outbreaks, natural and man-made disasters in more than 70 countries around the world. Well, joining me now here in the studio is Christopher Lockyer, Secretary-General of Doctors Without Borders. Thank you so much, Chris, for joining us here on the programme. You have recently just come out of Khartoum. You're in Sudan, in the Sudanese capital. Just give us a sense of what it was like there.
Well, I think while I was there, one of the key moments was I was in a hospital called Al Now, which is in the Omdurman district of Khartoum. And as I was in the hospital, or just before I got to the hospital, there was a shelling in a market nearby, a couple of kilometres away. And when I got to the hospital, the scenes were really catastrophic. There were dozens and dozens of people needing urgent trauma care. I mean, I was in the trauma area of the hospital, and I counted over 60 patients that were in desperate need of assistance, of medical intervention. The hospital was flooded. Just outside the morgue, there was a pile of bodies. So there was dozens and dozens of people who were killed in that incident, and many more who were injured. And this is one example of a series of critical incidents of mass casualties, as we call them, mass casualty incidents that happened over the space of 3 or 4 days throughout Sudan in that very short period. And so it's a conflict where it's a conflict that is conflict against civilians that really characterises what is happening here. And this is happening every day and as we speak.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, we're up against time on the programme, but you know, you have teams working all over the world, namely in these, hot spots like Sudan, like in Gaza. And a lot of the time, your teams also work a lot with the local teams as well, don't you? I mean, you've got roughly about 5,000 people working for you guys?
We have 5,000 people that we're working with in Sudan. So around 2,000 of those are our staff, so local staff or international staff, and around 3,000 of those are Ministry of Health staff that we're working with in we have 24 hospitals in Sudan and 42 health centres. So it's a very big operation that's working in 10 of the 18 states of Sudan.